Click on the Working Capital Planning tab. In this field, we will create a what-if projection for monthly change in working capital. To begin, use the slider arrow in the Step 1 panel under Input to select January 2011 as the base month for the February 2011 projection. Next, as in the previous page for cash flow planning, go to the Step 2 panel and use the two boxes beneath the slider bar to either set a range of target numbers or enter in the right-hand box a precise target for change in working capital. For example, we will enter 15,000 as a target number in the right-hand box and move the slider arrow to the right end of the slider bar. Note that the selected target number is displayed in red text to the right of the slider bar. Next, we move to the Step 3 panel where the metrics relevant to working capital are listed. Note that before setting projections, the starting what-if change for each metric is equal to the corresponding January base change. Consistent with this, note that in the output panel beneath the output gauge, the initial what-if numbers are equal to the corresponding current numbers. In the same panel, the starting change in working capital before projections are made is obtained by adding the what-if WC liabilities accounts total, 4,493, to the what-if WC assets accounts total, negative 5,822. This sum, negative 1,329, appears in the box under the output gauge. Note that the gauge needle is pointing into the red region since negative 1,329 is less than 15,000, the starting target number in the Step 2 panel. To enter a projection for any metric change in the Step 3 panel, begin by selecting a metric. For example, click on Change in Accounts Receivable, and note that the name appears above the slider bar in the Step 4 panel, and its January base number is displayed to the right of the title. Set limits in the two boxes at the bottom of the Step 4 panel to define a range of projection numbers, for example, negative 20,000 and positive 20,000. Move the slider arrow near each end of the bar and observe the changes in the output gauge. Alternatively, enter a precise number, for example 10,000, in the right-hand box and move the slider arrow to the right end of the bar. This what-if projection number for change in accounts receivable is displayed in red to the right of the bar. Next, enter 1,000 as the change for each remaining metric displayed in the Step 3 panel. With this set of projected metric changes, the projected February change in working capital is obtained by adding together the red numbers shown in the two what-if windows in the Working Capital Accounts Total panel under the gauge on the output side of the field. The sum, equal to 16,000, appears in the box under the Change in Working Capital gauge in the Step 2 panel. Note that the gauge needle points into the green zone since 16,000 is greater than 15,000, the target number set in the Step 2 panel. Press the Show Chart button to see a bar chart of the results. The January base month numbers and the corresponding projected February numbers for each metric change are shown in the bar graph. Moving the cursor onto the blue bar displays the number for January. Moving the cursor onto the red bar gives the projected February number. Press the Hide Chart button to return to the Working Capital Planning page.